this is interesting. The starting conditions over here being in the Neolithic era, farming, advanced, or hardcore. So there's kind of a little bit of like progression through the ages here. That's kind of cool. Not to mention the fact that we can also unlock through the full version of the game huge maps that are 1,024 tiles by 1,024. We could also turn on lakes, swamps, meadows, devil fields, wild animals, invaders, dungeon or dangerous weather, and flooding. I wonder if we could build dungeons. We are goblins after all, so I wouldn't be surprised if there was some sort of shenanigans going on. We almost look like little Smurfs too, but I'd expect this to be a little bit more green and with earrings and armor and bones and, you know, like the ones from Valheim. But all right, let's go ahead and go with this. This is what we could do right now for the demo, so we'll go with this and see how she looks. For untold ages, the ways between the worlds were shut, but now it is as if the wind had blown and shaken our great tree, and the gates are opening again. A small band of curious goblins from the underworld have found a portal to the middle realm. Beyond it, a beautiful but dangerous northern forest. The curious goblins would like to make a new home for themselves in it. It's now up to you to guide them on their journey in a new world. All right, spring has begun too, so we do have seasonal transitions. Outstanding. Let's take our first look now at the little map around us. Of course, tile-based game, very similar to going medieval and whatnot. And these people are moving. Whoa, slow it down. Let's put it on pause for a moment as we look around. Love to see the little river here. I wonder if we can actually build a bridge across that, or maybe use this in our defense. We also have what looks to be some sort of a portal that we came through, something magical we might need to defend. And I love, by the way, the fact that there's different elevation here. You can see like a little bit of a change in elevation here, and then it varies a little bit, rather than like Minecraft's, 1 by 1 meter blocks, or however the measurement is. Anyway, looks like we got ourselves a food shortage. We can also rename our camp. Let's go with Raptoria. Camp Raptoria, let's go. Let's look around at stuff. We got food here to consider. We've also got ourselves kitchens making food. We've got population and housing. We've got jobs, research, Veki, which, by the way, if we hold over our mouse over this stuff, it kind of highlights, so I wonder what that means exactly. Spirits, on spent 10. We got morale, and we also have culture. Good, good. Then we have the ability to speed up time, build stuff. This must be for, this is for terraforming. Cool, so we can build all sorts of different things, and also level the ground, so that's nice, and or maybe dig a trench that way. We got a stock manager, so we can see everything that we've got in storage, and or limit certain things. We got the job listing, and we also have overlays, so things like fertility. Oh yeah, no good fertility around us at all. Well, a little bit over here maybe in these trees. We also have shade. Oh, that's interesting. Green, I guess, is where it's completely exposed to light. Civilization, where, which I am assuming maybe building damage, where we'll need to do maintenance. Interesting. Also soil type too, which I'm not exactly sure what that means just yet, but cool. I like it. I like what I see so far. Statistics coming soon. Technology. Look at that big old tech tree. We've got the ability to build boats. We've got the ability to smoke meats, farm, mushroom farming, bone carving. Interesting. Tar. A lot of this might be locked in the demo or release version of the game, but we can go all the way up to iron weapons and iron armor. And that looks pretty damn cool, actually. So pretty good research list here. Lots of cool stuff. Doesn't seem like it's separated by age at all yet, but we are starting in the the default age. So I'm assuming if we start in the Neolithic era, maybe more will unlock over time that we might not be able to see just yet here. And of course, we have spells. Cool. So we can defend ourselves with these, or maybe help us to do certain things. Starting a fire might be a good thing, for example. Like, I don't know, we could put down a bunch of sticks or something like that, and when the enemy attacks, light them on fire, or do so with like they did mention tar before, so there could be a way to possibly have pitch and then light that ablaze, and also the ability to haul and carry. So a little bit of like, what's that game with the nuggets called? Universum, right? The Universum, the one that allows you to like let them fall in love or whatnot. Okay, well, let's go ahead and check out what we can build. Oh, and it looks like we got default buildings here too. So we got carpenters, kitchens, potters, clay pits, fishery. We got housing, stockpiles, bonfires, statues. We got weather vanes, fences, nice. We also have wooden stakes and guard buildings too, and I'm assuming more can be unlocked over time. So, well, if food is a shortage, we probably should start with some sort of a gathering thing then. How do we give our people jobs? Let's see if there's a way to tell them what to do. Oh, wow, look at that. Actually, they've got names. Can't move this, though. But we do have the ability to give them different types of jobs to probably get skills. So the longer somebody does something like fishing or farming or milling or cooking or being in battle, that'll give them some good XP. Looks like there are some starting things here. We got digging sticks, good old-fashioned. Oh, we actually do have rye bread here. They almost look like donuts, actually. So we got some big O donuts. Nice. All right, well, it might be a good idea to store some of that stuff right away. And if this is anything like, going medieval, it might be a good idea to build stuff underground. So that way we can, keep them cooler or whatnot. But this does say it's designed for storing items outdoors. Be aware that some items will decay and eventually be destroyed if they are left at the mercy of the elements. Okay, so this is actually a storage building that's outside. So more of like a designated area for storage. So that's perfect for, I guess, our initial cutting down of logs in order to build houses and things like that, getting logs from trees. Looks like a lot of little flowers and stuff out there. Love the look of the game, too. I really like it, by the way, when developers kind of make it a little misty for the fog of war, kind of letting you see what's there but not really giving it fully away. And some shenanigans up here, which looks to be some sort of a ruins that probably if we take that over, we get some sort of a bonus. Well, let's put the stockpile in the middle of the camp then. We're going to go ahead and err on the side of caution and just build it big. And hopefully that is big enough for things that we'll gather like stone and wood and whatever. Is this speed 1? Wow, they move fast on speed 1. This is like speed 10. That's crazy. All right, can we designate trees to cut down? We have a hawthorn. And we have different roses, crabapple trees. Oh, I see. So we can harvest hawthorn berries. And we can also have gray alder trees be felled. So we can go ahead and designate each tree individually if we want to. I think we'll start small. We only have, maybe 4 to 5 settlers? Oh, yeah, looks like 5 up here. Population 5. Housing provided none, so we'll start small. Got to have, wood if we're going to build houses. Let's take a look at our houses anyway. Oh, maybe we could build a carpenter first. Looks like it'll take 20 branches. A simple shack where a carpenter can transform wood into useful items. Oh, he'll make stone axes and stuff. Actually, we should start with that. Getting our people tools ASAP is a good call. So let's go ahead and rotate this if we can. Oh, wow. Now they're moving slow. Ooh, man, they go fast when they're transporting a stick, but super slow when it comes to transporting a log. Okay, I'm going to try to see what controls will rotate things. Place or cancel. We can only left click. I don't see any other controls. E, F, Q, R, G. Also, what is that purple area for? Ah, that must be a workbench for actually crafting things. Okay. Well, we'll put the work area over here, I suppose. That's okay. Right next to the place. That'll do. Figure out how to rotate later. Not the typical ones, though. Not the general buttons you would suspect. Also, I'm glad we made the storage so large. It looks like they're very unorganized in storing logs. Like they're just throwing them wherever. Not even attempting to, stock them up. Okay, they're clearing the grass now for the eventual building of the carpenter. And then we've got to build some houses, too. Might be able to prioritize things. Let's see if we can. Carpenter's shack. Not sure if there's a way to prioritize, which is a little concerning. I'd like to lay out my base first and then have them order things one at a time. We have a clay pit here, too, a pottery. Building, we have housing, too. Made with 6 branch, and it says captivity, too. So I'm assuming that is the number of people that it can house and not necessarily the quality. Well, let's build some houses down here. Now, we know this whole area is not really fertile, and the fertility's up here, so we might want to build our, houses a little closer to the farms. And the industrial areas up here a little bit further away from people. Probably doesn't really matter too much, but, it's okay. Okay, let's build at least 2 lean-tos. Well, actually, we could build 3 because that'll give us enough housing, won't it? And let's see if we hold shift. I want to try to hold shift. And see if it'll let us build more than 1. No, okay. So if we hold shift, nothing happens. So we have to go back into that menu each and every time that we click. A new discovery! Technology carpentry. What is the most plentiful available material in the northern forest? Well, yeah, that makes sense. I'm assuming other biomes will probably become available too. That might be, deserts that maybe provide more iron. Maybe a snow biome that's more, shorter summers, longer winters, and thus has some sort of a bonus like more animals or something, or some other challenge. Okay, well, we've unlocked housing and planks, boating, spinning, digging sticks. So much we've unlocked. Medicine shack too, palisades. Oh, yeah, look at that. So, oh, wow, saunas, too. We've unlocked quite a bit. I think we could start with the basic housing, too. There's probably way better houses, but this is better than nothing on our first day. And, yeah, food shortage. still an issue. I wonder if there's some sort of a... Oh, we do have a storehouse access. Excellent. So, contrary to what I was suspecting, where, like in Going Medieval, we could build buildings individually, it looks like these are all prefab buildings, but raising and lowering the terrain and building on the grid, and also building defenses where we can lay out our walls and put towers down, that's kind of the same. So, interesting to know that. I'm going to try to see if I can hit any other buttons here to rotate this building. It's crazy. Let's see. Let's go into the options and see for ourselves, shall we? Controls. Rotate building is Q. Wait. Rotate right. Rotate building tab. Oh, is it locked? You have to hit tab and then Q and E? That's very strange. Let's try that. Tab. Oh, no. Okay. So Q and E are for the camera. Tab is for the building rotation. All right. I've seen a couple other games like that, so the last one I thought of. Okay, cool. Well, let's go ahead and build storage over here by the houses. Actually, by the other stockpile, we'll kind of build things a little tight. Now, another good thing about building in a very tight space in a game like this is because if you have a shorter wall, that means less wall to defend, and you have a higher troop to wall ratio. Building a huge wall and having 10 people defend it, you could imagine a Great Wall of China with only 1,000 people to defend it is still not enough people. That's a lot of territory to cover. So. All right, looks like our carpenter's shack is ready to go, and we could probably start assigning some jobs now, too. Now, here we are. Store items. Build storage shack. Okay, so they've got some basic jobs that they're doing to move things around. Cannot control the carpenter's shack from the actual carpenter's shack, nor from the jobs listing here either. We'll have to kind of find out things as we go. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people, when they play games from the Steam Next event, they're going to be just clicking and quickly looking through things, quickly clicking on them and downloading them, and then playing them right without delay. You kind of look at a couple of pictures for a game, think, oh, that looks cool, and then you download it. I don't think too many times people are reading a whole description on what a game is before they play, or just the tags like, open world, simulator, base building, that kind of thing. I think most people are that way. Maybe not you, but I certainly think it's kind of a lot more fun to go in and just download a bunch of stuff and then see what you can do. We have some mushrooms here. We can actually harvest those. Let's go do that. And there seems to be sandthorn there, too. Let's see what those are. Maybe it's some sort of a fabric. Maybe we can build like a something out of it that can strap things together. Alright, well, let's see jobs. I see more store items here. This is what they're doing, but not necessarily what could be done. Level ground, claim items. Interesting. Cancel order. Stock manager. There we are. Couple of cool things here. Maybe this can set minimums for things. Yeah, okay. So we can always set a target number of branches or something like that. So, I'm assuming if we set stone axe to be 3, somebody's going to go work there. Oh, it looks like we have 2 to begin with. Okay, well, let's always have... Oh, let's say 1 for everybody, because we might always be cutting down trees. Yeah, that probably is something we're always going to be doing. Well, at least we have enough homes for everybody. And there's how we do it. So someone will go and work at the job once the job needs to be done. So automatically someone will be assigned, and this guy will probably level up shortly. So anybody cutting down a lot of trees will eventually become good at logging. So your first settlers are probably going to be the best at cutting down trees and maybe, foraging too. So that's something to consider. I want to go ahead and continue to gather stuff here. Now, this it is also late spring, so this is the type of game where time will pass by rather quickly, which I assume is why our people are speeding around real quick. That's probably something to kind of balance out the timing, where they're very fast, but so is time. So I'm going to continue to try to have our people harvest hazelnuts and hawthorn berries, and hopefully they're going to be okay through the winter, and they will probably be stored here in this storage shack. So it looks like we have earthenware pots here, apples, stone axes ×4, black currants, that kind of thing, and rye bread too. So, alright, looks like all of our stuff that could spoil has now been stored in that little shack. Good for us. Looking good, boys. Nicely done. Proud of you. Oh, we can also see over on the right side, fertility. Yeah, in that little box down there, we can see like 0.25, 0.4. Okay. I think we should probably start clearing out land over here too, because we do want to start farming eventually if we can get to it. So let's continue to... maybe we can set up a whole list here of clear flora. But I would like them only to clear trees that were... they're going to cut them all. I would hope that they would only clear trees that, didn't have... I don't see an option for that. But like only cut non-harvestable trees. I think that was something in Men of War. No, I'm sorry, Dawn of Man. Sorry, there's so many different games with man, of dawn, of men, of, you know, children, of dogs, of cats, who knows. But anyway, in Dawn of Man, that game, yeah, has a really good option to be able to ignore trees that are fruit-bearing, and then, of course, you can then pick them year after year, and that's a pretty good thing. I mean, you have food sources that eventually will kind of get, you know, diluted by the number of people, but obviously you want it every year. Some things you just can't, like, farm. All right, people are doing a great job of cutting and clearing all these trees. We have a bonfire here. Go ahead and build that. Whoa, that is a massive structure. And what seems to be a fire hazard. I also like how we can build on this little ledge here. That's nice. Well, let's build a central part of the camp here. There we go. Oh, it's a ceremonial bonfire for midsummer. Okay, Smoldagoon, Smoldagoon. Huh? Anyway, yeah, what do we got? We got a potter, a carpenter, kitchen. Palisades, too. There we go. I think we'll build defenses a little bit later. I want to clear some more area out. But let's build a fishery, too. Does that have to be built on water? No, but nearby. Somebody will probably go spearfishing near the edge. Now, spearfishing is a thing at the moment, but trap fishing will be coming later. And then also, I think, netting. But foraging and hunting will also be a part of the game later, as well as advanced farming and then fertilization and more crops. So those will be things that will come a little bit later. Let's go ahead and finally rotate things. Yeah, that looks nice. All right, let's rotate that. And then, let's see. We've got raven statues, stakes, medicine shack. Sauna building. Medicine shack's cool. Oh, it looks like we're building a tier 1 building of this, but it could become a tier 2. So a lot of these buildings look like they can be upgraded with stone, although this says coming soon. So these are things that we cannot build at the moment. Cannot build them, they say, coming soon. Like the spikes, though, or the stakes, that really reminds me of Stronghold, building in that game many years ago. Building, you know, like I mentioned, large fields of pitch that will ignite whenever hit by an arrow, and then having a bunch of spike traps around like your, maybe like your walls of your castle. Cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. All right, we got the bonfire being built. Hey, and we got the land being cleared, and there is a visible difference. Visually, there is a difference here. Is that an apple tree? Oh, yeah, crab apple trees. Okay. Man, we got so many berries and stuff here. Is there an option to just harvest? Claim items, perhaps? No. Well, we can be raided, so I'm assuming that might be for picking up weapons that the enemy drops. Things like shields and swords. Don't want to level ground or anything just yet, but pretty good. Also, another good idea, maybe perhaps, to find a high ground somewhere and build there. And it looks like the ruins are in those places, too. I'm imagining the ruins will have enemies, clear those enemies, and then we get things like blueprints or extra supplies, something like that. Okay, now, let's see what our stock is. So, let's build some, 3 more digging sticks, just in case we get to it. That could be used for farming, maybe. We have wooden statues, wooden poles. Are those for fishing? How do we make a spear? Stinging nettle. Oh, yeah. Damage point 6, improvised weapon negative 10 to fighting. This is weapon type hammer. So that is a type of weapon. I guess it's a way to defend ourselves. So, alright, that's the only thing we got at the moment. We may as well get it. Got some more pots. So maybe we should make a clay pit now and try to start making earthen pots, which we do have in here, which is good for storing. We might need to cure them too. So maybe the clay maker will make pottery too. So we have a clay pit, and then we have the actual potter, too. And unfortunately, it looks like this is only usable where the fertile land is, too. Hate to do it, but we should probably clear out some more land. We need some for farming, some for making clay, and lots for building our houses. Alright, what else do we have? Let's build a kitchen, too. Looks like a pretty simple building. Build that over here. And that is our gateway rock. This is how we, I guess, got here. So I guess if we close the gateway, that's when our goblins will stop coming through. So maybe there's something to appeal and happiness. People will come through that. Or it'll be like how it is in Going Medieval, where a story will develop where somebody is fleeing from somebody else. that kind of thing. Okay. Wow, lots of logs being carried over. That's crazy. I don't want to make too large of a storage, though. We can build our buildings, though. Let's build our potter over here. Build little workshops here and there. There we go. Pottery building there. Kitchen, carpenter down, clay pits coming down. The fisher is going down. Stockpile we have. Storehouse we have. Bonfire's done. Raven statue. Statue clears forest cover in a 10-tile radius. A weather vane. Shows you which way the wind blows. Alright, well, I'm not sure why that would be important, but let's get that. Maybe it's a decorative item, but there seems to be something important to that. That also does take 2 poles. We've got fences, palisades, wooden stakes. We also have guard towers, or guard shacks. So, okay, maybe getting a guard would be good. Let's put them near the village. Looks like an outhouse. We'll try to keep this tree here. That's a pretty tree. Keep him in the shade. He's going to be on patrol all day. The medicine shack and the sauna are locked for now. Oh, there you go. There's an option up here. Some of you may have seen this before where I said I was hitting shift in order to build multiple. Here it says close on build or build multiple. Honestly, I feel like that should just be the shift button, because to think about that before you build a building, it's just nice to click on like Raven statue, then hold shift and then build multiple, that kind of thing. Anyway, that Raven statue appears to apparently clear trees quickly, so I guess that's good and all, but I think we want to start harvesting some more trees and just pick a few here and there. There we go. I'm not seeing too many logs here. There are actually quite a few, but once we start building, yeah, they're going to disappear quickly. Now, can we also assign a simple lean-to? Simple lean-to. Is this the fishing? Or did I get wild when I clicked? Oh, I must have got wild when I clicked there. Oh, yeah. Alright. Well, we'll get rid of that then. Let's see how the demolish function works. See how quickly they're able to take that apart. No biggie. We'll get that switched out, no problem. Okay, let's build our housing. And we'll build like one more there. Little room to expand. And it looks like construction's taking place for the fishing shack here. Oh, it's the weather vane. I thought he was going to build that and then put it into position. Okay, so now we know which way the wind is blowing. I'm not sure what exactly that affects. Maybe it's something for literally weather for farming. Well, we'll see about that. Alright, now how do we get to farming? We may need to find some seeds or something. Might need to find those in the little, yeah, the ruins over here. Then get somebody to explore. Oh, perfect. Now we got some foods ready. Allow food waste. List is empty. So we could probably start assigning, what is it? Stock manager. Is there any recipes here? Not yet at the moment. And we can sort by food. We won't be able to make rye bread without rye, obviously. So it could be something we make later. But once we build the fishing dock, that might allow us to maybe start making fish-related recipes. It's a pretty game. I gotta say, I really like the look of it. The trees really look good. And, of course, them kind of swaying in the wind. Certainly a believable appearance. Really good stuff. And we've already instructed our people to maintain a certain number of axes and tools, so we'll always have enough for that. No telling if somebody's coming soon. But I hope they do. A lot of people on gathering now. Wish I could make some sort of priorities here. I would like building to be a higher priority. Morale is 50. Nice. Ah, there goes our fishing dock. Look at that. And we got ourselves a nice little tree out front. New technology discovered. Fishing. Oh, that also unlocks smoking now. So now we can start smoking fish. And we might be able to make fishing traps and things. Although it is listed that will be coming later. But it could be not true. Ah, we can build it. Okay. Well, let's build like 3 fishing traps. Maybe they can't use them. Let's do 3 spears. Fresh fish. Let's go with 10. Not sure if that's a lot, but seems like a good idea since we have 10 bread. And then we'll also build ourselves a smoker and see if we can make smoked fish for the winter. It'll last a lot longer. Oh, there's fishing traps there. It says coming soon. So we must have to have them made and in our inventory, and then we can click and place them down. Regardless, let's just go ahead and make them. We'll pretend as if they're okay in there. For now. It's okay. Alright, the next thing we want to build then was the smoker. Smokehouse? Oh. Let's see, smoke. Well, look at that. Everybody's gathered around the picnic tables. Nice. And they all seem to be enjoying their meal. They're all having a nice little dinner. A little lunch at those picnic tables. How lovely. Let's see. Production. Fishing workshop. Is that different than the fishing shack? Includes heating. Well, that's much bigger than the little shack. Well, let's build that too. We built our potter. And let's build our clay pit too. Maybe up here. And then we'll do farming around if we can. Now we could build a wall all around this. This seems like a pretty beefy wall. Also, I'm assuming we could build like an earthen wall. And I could only imagine that the taller we build the mountains, maybe our towers will get a range bonus, vision bonus for being taller, higher up and taller than the, the ground by far, the ground where our village is. And then also maybe a gate and some other things too. Great to see manufacturing going on. Ah, and this is really great too. Wherever our goblins are making the most amount of foot traffic, that's where they build roads. So roads will be based on where your people are walking the most. And if you don't want them walking somewhere, or want them to stay out of an area like your farm fields, then all you got to do is build fences around an area. So when we build like a little farm, we can build a fence around it first, and they'll keep out of that area. Looked like it was raining for a second, I thought. Oh yeah, there's definitely rain coming down. Yep. Summer has begun. Well, we've got something down for midsummer. Hopefully that raises morale. Although it went from, I think, 50 to 60? Cool. Fisher, clay pit, potter, kitchen, carpenter we already have. I think we've got most of these things here. What do we have here? No workshops. Need to build a fishing workshop to produce fishing spears. Ah, that's what that's for. Okay. No tools of fishing spears required. Okay. And no workshop for the trap. So everything comes down to this building. And then we have a food shortage, but there was enough food. They were gathering around to eat. Not seeing a day-night cycle in this one yet, but it could be a thing in the future and then a future option where you could turn it on and off. It's kind of interesting. There will be storms in the future too, and mud. And the morale system will be fleshed out too. So the mud might be something that either is, I can imagine it being on the map all the time, so it'll slow down movement. Maybe it'll come only when it rains, or maybe it'll be something we could use for defense. Maybe there's a way we could, I don't know, screw around with the ground. Complex earthworks is coming to the game too, so we might be able to do something where we build like a castle up on a hill and then create like a long ramp to get up to it. That kind of thing. Oh, autumn is here now. That went quick. I just saw this down here, and then autumn has arrived. Okay, well, we'll have to see if we can survive our first winter with these guys. So much for the bonfire. Oh, we can do sacrifices. Oh. Who are we going to sacrifice? Not me. I'm a owner and operator. I'm the CEO. Everyone else has to suffer. Okay, so for health, we'll minimize that because we know we can't really use that. We built a guard tower and we got somebody guarding. That's cool. Did we get anybody to go over to the ruins? Waiting for Goblin to explore. Well, you'd be a good candidate there, my man. Okay, they're building. How do we get technology now? We'll need to generate research points. Don't see a way to do that just yet. There must be some sort of a research shack that we could build. I'm assuming it works exactly like it does how in Going Medieval you assign somebody to a bench. That bench then they kind of like work at and basically do writings and things like that. Or like, I don't know. They kind of just generate research by using books to then just kind of endlessly produce research. But of course it's exponential, so the more time that goes by, the more research you complete, the more of everything you need research-wise, and might also include multiple colors. Oh, good. We have 8 people, or 8 seating for 8 and housing for 8 at the kitchen and at the housing area. So that's good. Then can we upgrade these? There's no options for houses at all. I'd like to see more options here. I hope it'll be a thing in the future, like who's sleeping here. You know, if there's children in the game, like how many kids do they have? What's, you know, are they in a relationship? Is it, I don't know, is their house stocked with food or supplies? Obviously, they have to go other places, you know. So, you know, in order to eat, they go to the kitchen. In order to get weapons, they have to go to the storage area. But they might carry their weapons back home and actually have their weapons at home for if trouble happens. Nearby ruins. There are ruins nearby. Exploring ruins can grant interesting new items, but be careful of the forest cover. Forest cover. Well, we know the Raven statue can assist with that. There. Have our people build that. Alright, I hear them working on the clay pit. That is so cool. Look at that. They're actually digging out the pit itself. That's very cool. Man, you know, one of the first clay pits that I ever saw working in a game was in Emperor Rise of the Middle Kingdom, and I could just watch those animations of somebody digging the clay and putting it into like a wheelbarrow, and then somebody else just putting it onto a like a little pallet that was then raised up via a crane, and then just those animations repeating over and over. It was the same thing with Stronghold as well, which is incredibly popular in Poland. I think it even had a different name than Stronghold, but really appreciate how these like grid-based games are still around today. I know a lot of people more and more preferring things like Manor Lords, but I still think Anno and you know, other games like this and Going Medieval and whatnot are all very powerful with the grid-based. Grid is nice because at least you can get everything tucked in real nice, and you can definitely do that in Manor Lords too. But hey, we got more goblins arriving. Speaking of tucking everybody in, we got ourselves a much more higher population. If your camp has a shaman, they can also give your population, grow your population by casting summon goblins. Okay. Whoa, we got a few more people now. We're going to have a housing shortage. We got 9 out of 8. Okay. Well, all right. Hopefully not everybody goes to eat at the same time. Would be nice if we could have some shifts, you know, like set everybody's work schedule up like how it is in not Surviving the Aftermath, but Aliens, Stranded Alien Dawn, or whatever it is. Okay, we've now unlocked pottery. But the clay pit doesn't seem done yet. Is that how that's supposed to look? Oh, I guess it is. Okay. So then we'll need to tell our people to start gathering that stuff. Raw clay. Gather 10 of that. Looks like the fishing workshop was also making the spears that were needed. And there we go. We got somebody spear fishing. Very good. Nice, my man. Nice. And still a food shortage. I think we should get another person on fishing. Unfortunately, we can't set those traps. But we'll build another fisher over here. It'll be much more efficient. Thank you. I'll give myself one of these. Thank you. I rarely get to use that, but, you know. That was one of the opportunities. Now we'll have to see who attacks us, but I can only imagine it'll be a group of thugs from one direction, and all of our people will have to grab sticks, and or maybe axes will be appropriate too. Anything you can swing. Winter's quick to be on its way. Potter's yard. What can we make from that? Earthen whatnot? Earthen pot. Looks like we can also make firewood too. We're going to need that for winter, so let's make sure we make that. Trying to make like 10 of everything. We've got a few more people here now, so let's raise the wooden pole to 10 or 9. Everybody fights then. And we've got 1 fresh fish. Congratulations, boys. Can we do smoked fish? Still didn't see the smoker on our list. Storehouse stockpile scuttlebutt. What is that? A clay pot for goblins to drink from. Oh, coming soon. Okay, it'd be nice if they labeled these with different colors. Or had them out at all. But it is nice to see that it'll be a thing coming soon. Fences, palisades, wooden stakes. Guard tower. I feel like our guard should have went to the exploration mission too. Goblins lost. Carrying items to... Goblins are lost in the forest cover. Where are you, my man? Oh, that's the threat of... That's the threat of getting lost then, is that they could die out there. Well, let's make a path out that way then. Okay, so now we know that. Didn't think they could get lost like that. Let's make a path out there. Go on a rescue mission, see if we can find our bro. Good, and we're starting to make pottery too. Glad we're on a rescue mission. Okay, so we got 2 fishing things ready to go, or at least being built and will be operational. I hope we can fish in the winter. You know, obviously, water will freeze over all the time, but there is the possibility that this game hasn't employed that yet. It's so funny how in early access games you have to think outside the box. It's like, you know, you have to think like, okay, what features are finished? Which ones are coming in the future? What things can I use now to, like, bypass certain things? Like, right now, I don't even know if we have access to farming or how to access it, so you could just bam a bunch more fishing things or just try to get everybody to pick all the berries they can. Still having a food shortage. I didn't see the option to make meals, though. We could make another kitchen, though. Looks like there's a lot of stuff there. I'm assuming that gets thrown into the pot. Hopefully we rescued our other guy. Oh, he's close. Come on, bro. Head towards the sounds. Yay, there he goes. He found his way back. Perfect. No tools. A bucket is required for the job and put out fire. Put out fire? Or is it put out the fire at the bonfire? No, that's not even lit either. Uh-oh. I thought that was the fire. I don't see a building on fire. Nor do I see a way to make buckets. It's all alphabetical. Whoa, I hear it now. Oh, that's great. Alright, pause. We gotta figure this out. Boy, how do we make buckets? Is it here? Well, earthware pot is there. Carrying water and storing things. Okay, maybe that's what they mean. Let's make a bunch more of those then. Didn't know that we needed that for firefighting. Let's do 15 then if we could store water in there. Somebody was carrying around an earthen pot, and I think they may have made it, but hadn't, like, used fire on it yet. Oh, there's not firewood here yet either. So they need fire for that. Bro, look at this guy. Captain's going down with the ship. Look at this dude. Surrounded by a complete inferno, and he's still here spinning up the pizza rolls and the dino nuggets, dude. Look at this guy. Just 0 F's given. And the fire's actually burning itself out. Wow. He didn't even care. SSDD for that guy. Alright, nearby ruins. Still going to have to go raid those. I'm going to try to build that raven statue. See how that helps out. Now, wait a minute. Is there... Wait, the goblins don't sit... No, there's room for 2 at each of these tables. Come on, pal. There should be 2, 4 times 4 there for room. Oh, and that guy's pulling a log. Don't pull the muscle, buddy. Culture as well. This game's got a lot of potential. It's got a ways to go with the content and the buildings that should be available, but I do immediately feel like this is a little bit Dawn of Man, but much more like, you know, probably... at least in terms of the landscape and building defenses and terraforming, that's got to be a lot more like going medieval, I think. And we'll have to see how the combat is. Although I don't see the ability to draft anybody, right? Like I can't click and drag and tell each of these people to do something different. In that game, for example, and in Stranded Alien Dawn, you can tell people to grab particular weapons and then station them in particular places of the wall. If you have somebody who's a high-tier sniper, you can then tell them to like climb up to a top of a tower and tell them to stay there, or have melee people go in, or do melee first and then fall back to the walls and lure them in, something like that. Another lost one. I'm assuming what's going on is they're going up there to build that shrine and then they're getting lost. So let's clear out more flora. There we go. And of course we'll need more wood for firewood. I mean, it's possible we could burn through a lot of that with it being winter and making so much earthenware pots. So that's cool. And then where is our firewood? Well, we have 35 of it, so let's make more. Let's make 50. I want to make sure we can keep homes warm in the winter, although it doesn't look like they need it. And there we go. Clay being dug out via a stick. Alright, so we'll make our way towards that little exploration point. Anything else we can build? Not really seeing much more. Show undiscovered. Oh, look at that. Okay, so here are some other things we could make, but we have to discover it first. So we got the butcher's block, which is interesting because we can't really hunt, so I don't know if that's going to be used for fish, but you could take a whole fish and just smoke it that way. We've got the carpenter, curing station, fishing workshop, kitchen, leatherworking, potter. Interesting how it... Oh, that's like the tier 2. Outdoor kitchen, then kitchen shack. Okay. Leatherworker shack, potter's yard, and potter's shack. So there's a lot of different tiers for buildings. A retting yard, smithy. There's our smoking shack. Thought we unlocked that. But we'll need to... like, is there anything for research now? Well, I see no building for actual research. Oh, and we have ourselves the first snow. Oh, it looks like we have the option to spend research points now. We could do it on smoking or housing. Let's start with smoking for food production. And then the next thing we'll do is housing. Food I think is a little bit more important than shelter. We have some shelter, but I think we could definitely work on food. So now that we've got that unlocked, let's go for the... Any smoker? There it is. Ooh, that's a big building too. Wow, alright. Keeping everything nice and tidy is going to be a task. But one thing that I did like is that the kitchen seemed to be the building that burst into flame. So we could actually see buildings that are more, you know, using fire like the blacksmith or whatnot, more prone to fire. Exposed flame, going to be a bad time. Got to watch out for that one. Oh boy. So can we survive our first winter? Goblins lost again. They seem to make their way back. Build that shrine up there too. And it looks like we got plenty of materials. Spinning is coming soon. Hunting. Butchery has to be a discovery, so I'm not sure how that works. Shamanism. Boating will be later. Boating will be cool. There might either be a way to go out and get more fish. Are those jellyfish? They're totally jealous. Whoa, okay. This looks awesome. Look at the water. All those individual, like, droplets of rain as it's kind of getting colder and turning to snow. That looks great. It's kind of like sleeting right now. It's almost full snow, but not quite there. But that looks really good. All those little dots like that. More games need to do that. I want to see more, more waves. This water looks pretty good, but even better, the little effects of rain. That's really stellar. Probably going to see a lot of that in the spring. Also, I'd like to see something to do with damming and a little bit more like something like Timberborn. And it would be cool to be able to dig out a little area and then have the water go through there and do irrigation ditches and increase fertility that way. Oh, another lost one. Yeah, we're almost there. They always come back to us. Ooh. Awfully cold there, it looks like. Lots of snow there. It's snow 1.0. I wonder if avalanches could occur. We'll have to see. Now, I'm not seeing movement slow down in the winter. That'd be kind of cool to see people having to shovel paths and stuff. Also, a lot of these guys look like they're making firewood at the actual stockpile. And we're building our next smoking shack. Cool. That should be done pretty quick, and then we'll take firewood to be able to smoke all that meat. Wow, that blue area is getting large. Looks to be a lot of snow, but I'm not seeing any sort of temperature. I'd imagine it's colder there, but it looks dangerously blue. Yeah. Not good that it's creeping so close to the camp. Ah, there's the weather vane, so we can kind of see where the weather is going. So it will be going to their houses. Very slowly, it's showing that it's creeping that way. So that's interesting, something to consider for the future when building. To see where the weather goes. Wow, would you look at that? Ah, the raven statue kind of removed the fog of war. So any of this fog, that's what we're worried about. Okay, now let's explore that little temple there. I wish we could make the guard do it. He's the one with the armor and the weapon. Whatever. Whatever. New discovery! Good. Now we've discovered mushroom farming, slash and burn farming, baking, farming plots. Oh, okay. So now we can start farming. Ah, we have 25 turnip seeds from discovering that from the ruins, it looks like. Okay, so that is exactly how we get seeds. Then we can start farming, right? Let's see how we could plop that down. Simple farm plot. Okay. Now, good idea not to plant anything. Oh, cannot till clay. Oh, that's interesting. That was the most fertile soil. That's true, though. You can't really... Clay soil, you can only have so much clay and sand between the two. Let's check the fertility option. Overlays fertility. Damn. So that's what we got to watch out for, is soil type. So here it's clay. Here it's clay. Here it's clay. Here we have a fertility of 0.4, 0.25. I'm not seeing too much better than 0.25. We got 0.4. 0.4 is good, but yeah, we have to worry about clay. Wow, okay. So we're going to have to farm kind of far away from the camp. So farming is something we're going to have to wait on a little bit till we clear out enough space to get to something like this. And that's a very narrow area. And yeah, it's too much clay there too. Damn, farming's going to be tough here. Even up there, yeah. That's interesting. The fertility, it shouldn't be fertile there then. Unless there's something that can grow only in clay, but that's not really the case. Because there's not much drainage with clay. Alright, well, we'll have to think about something other than farming then. Uh-oh. And now we got a fire at the old potter's yard. But that's a good fire. It's okay. I thought he was putting it out, so we're okay. Well, I think we will survive winter. I think we've got, I mean, all the alerts are gone. We've got shelter. We've got 1 job per goblin, so they're not overwhelmed. We've got housing for 10. We've got enough food, it looks like, and enough space at the kitchen. And I guess we can make smoked meats, and that should last a little longer. Let's see if we can actually do that. Smoked wolf meat, smoked fish. There we go. That looks nice. Well, let's try to do 20 smoked fish, and then we'll try to do... Oh, we could gather mushrooms too. Oh, we can start setting quotas for certain things. And then fresh fish, we're going to set it to 25 as well. And then we can adjust those in the spring as we have time for other things. Cool, not bad. A nice little settlement in no time flat. And that is all the time we have today for Goblin Camp. This game seems really cool and certainly needs a little bit of work and more time, but obviously the developers have a plan, and it's not like they haven't already added quite a bit of content, which I've seen many more games have less. So with a little bit more time and some more features and some more development, especially after early access, I see this game being a real interesting one that we'll come back to do again in the future. Alright, check it out on Steam during the Steam Next Fest. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Boom, you did it. Awesome. And make sure you hit that like button. I'll see you all next time. Take care. And au revoir.